I lived this experience when I was in Romania. I had this great opportunity of being in the same movie with Demi Moore and Josh Hartnett, and it was a very interesting movie. And I was very, very happy as well because one big actor from Romania that I respected a lot was having a scene with me.
You were not only involved in the news hosting bit, you were the producer, you were researching on it. Your day used to begin at 5 a.m., it used to go on till midnight.
Oh my God, you really done your research.
Same topic. You also hosted a show called, very interesting show, I might say, called We Are Hiring a Mayor.
Oh yes, oh yes, I forgot. I totally forgot about that. Yes.
Right. So today with me is Iulia Vântur. I've always found her name a bit of a tongue twister, right?
Is it?
Yes, because there are some people who said no, her name is pronounced as Yulia. There are some people said it's Lulia Vântur. I said don't confuse me right before the interview because what I heard is it's Yulia, and I'll confirm it myself with her. So we are on the right track. Brilliant.
Yes, very
Now,
good. Yulia, the way you say you, Yulia. Easy.
perfect. So
Yeah.
now we're going to be talking about, of course, your music, your song in Sikandar, and a lot of other things also, which I believe mostly the public is not aware of, like the fact that you've been into TV hosting, you've also been associated a lot with the news scene. You were a news presenter. That is again something which is really not spoken about. I think people just go for several other aspects. But getting back to Sikandar, why the particular song Lag Ja Gale? Why did you sort of go with that? How did it find its way into the movie?
So at the beginning of my time spent in India, I heard this song and I fell in love with it. It just got stuck to uh, into my heart, and I loved it so much. I said one day I want to learn all the rugs, all the sargams, so that I'm able to sing this song because I loved it so much. And I took classes for Indian classical singing. I remember at the beginning, Palak Muchali used to give me some of the sargams, like the basic ones, and we used to sing together. And like that, I started singing the song because I loved it so much. And at certain parties or meetings or events, we used to sing together. And Sajid heard me at one point, and that was few years back, Sajid Nadiadwala. And then he said, one day I'm going to use this song. So I guess now he found the moment. I guess it worked for the scene, for that specific scene. So I was like so happy and grateful that I had this opportunity to sing. He just called me, I think one day before the trailer was released. He said, "Go and record this and this specific scale." So I just went and I recorded, and that was it. Yeah, but I was like, because I was honestly tensed because the song was sung by the legendary, the iconic Lata ji. And believe me, I was a little bit scared, but I said, you know what? I love this song. I will sing it from my heart. And
I said it comes with a lot of pressure, obviously, territory like that.
yes, yes, yes.
Right,
But
right.
luckily, I got very good feedback, and people initially they didn't know that I sang the song because we didn't communicate it. And I was happy to hear people couldn't first thought of the fact that somebody who is not born here, who didn't you know know initially the language, has sang the song. So yeah, for me it was a big compliment when people thought that it's an Indian who sings the song. I'm half Indian, Indian at heart, for sure. Definitely.
Indian qualified as half Indian. Now, I want to start off moving into the other aspect, which again, like I said, people are not aware about. How did you get into TV hosting? And I believe all of it began in Romania. So how did you get introduced to that? And you were a model, you became a model coordinator later. So over to you.
Yes, so when I was 16 years old, I started being a model. Then I was a trainer for the models. I was still in school when I was doing this, and I like doing this. Then I was the one responsible with the interview. So I guess like that, my journey in TV started. They thought I'm good with that, and I remember one day when I was in the university already, in the first year of the university, my teacher, theater teacher, told me that, there is a casting. They are hiring for a TV host. Please go there. I was like, no chance. I'm not going to do that. She said, please do it for me. And I went there and I got the casting. And then the next one, so I worked for a few years as I had my own show with guests, with all kind of contests and all that. That was a local TV. And then again, there was a casting for the news anchor at the biggest TV channel in Romania. I went there. There were like hundreds and hundreds, I think thousand actually, of contestants. And I just went there with my CV. And I don't know, we passed many um, tests. Yeah, it was a long process, but in the end, I was the winner. And like that, I started having my own journal, and I had a 20 years career of being a news anchor. And
What
then I
what
hosted another show called Dancing with the Stars, which was the biggest show in Romania for many years. There were like 18 seasons. Yeah.
what kind of news presenting were you into? Like political, national,
The
international, what?
general, the general news, the general news. So we had from all the fields. Yeah, I had my own news journal. Yeah.
What I've read from your previous interactions, you were not only involved in the news hosting bit, you were the producer, you were researching on it. Your day used to begin at 5 a.m., it used to go on till midnight.
Oh my God, you really done your research. I really appreciate that. I salute that. Thank you. Yes, when I was working for the local news, I remember there were only few people who were working there. And at one point, some of my colleagues got sick. They left, and I've seen myself doing the work of a producer for the whole area, producer, editor, and also presenting. Presenting was something that I would do just in 5 minutes because we always done live session, live broadcasting, right? So yeah, I've done everything. I've learned everything, but I think that was the best thing that I could do, because once you learn every step of it, you know the job.
You sort of understand it well, yeah.
Yeah.
Around the same topic, you also hosted a show called, very interesting show, I might say, called We Are Hiring a Mayor.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I forgot. I totally forgot about that. Yes, I've done that. So there were the contestants for the mayor. Yeah, I've done that, and it was very interesting. Actually, it was a political kind of a show. And all the contestants were invited in the show, and we had a debate. We had a discussion there, and it was quite interesting. Actually, it was really interesting. I liked it.
Who finally made the cut? Did you have a sort of a say in who became the mayor of whichever, Romanian,
Uh,
whatever?
I guess because you conduct the discussion, um, you manage to give them a platform to express themselves, and then people will just decide according to that.
Any plans of having a similar show in maybe India or Bombay?
I think I will stick with the this kind of entertainment, not that kind of entertainment.
I agree with you. Uh,
Yeah.
you also been sort of my last two questions really, because I know you have other interviews. You've also been part of like I said, the modeling scene and been a modeling instructor. Have you seen any change in the last few decades as far as the modeling industry is concerned on a global scale?
Yeah, I think that's changed a lot. Every 5 years, I think is changing because the generations are changing, right? And if you look globally at how people have changed, how we've been through transformation, we've been from no phone to video calls, and to like we've experienced a lot, right? So I guess the whole world is changing, including the modeling industry. At that time when I was a model, everything was at the beginning. I experienced the pioneering days. When we were doing it for passion, there was no. I think there was no crave for the financial aspect of it. It was more the pleasure of doing it, you know. So yeah, I've lived great experiences doing that. We used to have our girls gang. We used to go to contests for the models, you know, and we used to win. It was like very interesting. It was a good time. And now I think it's more based on the financial aspect of it, you know, from what I see around. That's the
Okay.
difference. But I think the world was different at that time as well, you know? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Last question. Now, again, the internet is a place where you can't really trust the news. So, is it true you were part of a movie which also had Demi Moore in it?
Oh my God, you know everything about it. Wow. I really appreciate that you research. Yes, I lived this experience when I was in Romania. I had this great opportunity of being in the same movie with Demi Moore and Josh Hartnett, and it was a very interesting movie. And I was very happy as well because one big actor from Romania that I respected a lot was having a scene with me there on the set. Having a scene in the sense that we are like in the same scene together. I was very happy because at that time I was doing hosting, and they asked me to come for that project, and I joined, and it was good. It was a good experience for me.
What was the interaction with Demi like? I mean, you must have probably seen her in. Did you see her? Have you seen her previous movies like Ghost or Striptease and all the other ones?
Of course, she's amazing, and I like the fact that she has reinvented herself. And you see now she has a completely different image, and she takes care of herself, and she just won an award after a long struggle, right, of getting there. So I love the fact that she never gave up, and she gave a great speech about that. It was really inspiring. Yes, with her, I didn't have a direct scene in the movie, but of course we were all on the set and all, and I interacted with her, and she was lovely. Yeah.
Okay, great, great. Now, I think on a parting note, all I'd like to say is that you actually have a lot of material to put into an autobiography. So go back to the laptop, start typing up an interesting autobiography. You want to come out of that, and it was nice chatting with you. Hope to run into you sometime in Mumbai soon.
Yes, me too, me too. And I really respect the fact that you've done your research. It's important. That says a lot about you respecting your job as well.
Take care. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.